So hi everyone, so today's video I'm gonna show you a program using a queue in Python. So a queue is a linear data structure that operates on the FIFO, the first in, first out principle. So meaning the first element added is the first to be removed. So similar siya to how people line up in real life. So like for example, a queue at the coffee shop. So the first person to join the line will be the first person served. So now, I'm gonna show you some of my lines in program. First code is the class myQueue. So sa class dito is there have a diff and its self. So self.head is equal to none. So mag-start ito with an empty queue. So parang so no head node. So the next is the diff in queue. So self.data. New node is equal to node data. So if the self.head is none, self.head is equal to new node. So magkikreate dito ng new node with a given data or given value ng gagamit. So if the queue is empty, magsiset ito ng new node as the head of the queue. Pero else current is equal to self.head, while current.next is equal to current.next, so current.next is equal to new node. So kung meron naman is mag-start siya from the head, so mag-start siya from the head and traverse to the end of the queue and add the new node at the end. So parang yung new node na nilagay mo is ma-add siya sa end kasi meron na siyang head. So in this code naman is the dequeues self. So if self.head is none, returns none. So remove node is equal to self.head and self.head is equal to self.head.next and return remove node.data. So kung if the queue is empty, wala siyang mariremove. Pero kapag meron naman, i-remove niya ang the head node 1 and then also remove the head to the next node and i-return niya return the data from the removed node. The next line of the code is the def is empty self, so return self.head is none. So magre-return to ng true if the queue is empty. So the next line in the code is the def print queue. So if self.head is none, print empty. So kung ang queue daw natin is empty, magpiprint ito ng empty. So pero return current is equal to self.head. So while current print current.data end. So kung meron na siyang start from the head, mag-traverse the queue and print the data of each node. So move to the next node. So the next class is the queue system. So meron dito is the def init self. So self.q1 is equal to my queue, self.q2 is equal to my queue, and self.q3 is equal to my queue. So ito naman is create niya ang first queue, second queue, and the third queue. So in this code naman is the def display queues. So as you can see, dito naman is ipiprint niya yung magsiseparate ng line and also ipiprint niya yung mga labels for the queues and contents for the queues of the queues, like sa Q1, Q2, and Q3. So in this code naman is the in-queue workload. So simple ko na lang yung explanation. Basta dito is mag-add the workload to the Q1, Q2, and Q3. So in this code naman is the def dequeue workload. So if not self.q1 is empty, self.q1 dequeue. So if the q1 daw is not empty, i-remove niya a workload from the q1. if not self.q2 is empty, self.q is the q. So kapag if the q2 naman is not empty, yun naman yung i-remove niya. Also same sa q3, yun din yung i-remove niya. So the next is the def main. So qs is equal to qsystem. So dito is create the qsystem instance. So while true, qs.display queues. So dito is i-show niya ang the current state of all queues. So print. So dito naman is piprint na yung option to exit, option to add the workload, and option to remove a workload. So choice is equal to input choice. So get the user's choice. So if choice is 0, kung ang pinili ng user is 0 or exit, magpiprint ito ng thank you. So if choice, kung ang pinili niya naman is 1, dito naman get the workload value from the maghihingi siya ng value from the user, and then i-add niya yung value binigay ng user to the appropriate queue. So the next is the accept value error. So kung ang user does not enter a valid integer, magpiprint ito ng invalid input and please enter an integer. So if choice 2, so kung ang user is pinili niya naman the 2 or the dq is qs.dq workload. So i-remove niya ang workload from the queues. So if the user enter an invalid choice, magpiprint naman ito ng invalid choice and please try again. So now naman, I'm gonna show you on how my program works, kung paano ito gamitin, paano mga dapat gawin. So let's start. So this is how my outputs work. So when you first start the program, you see a menu with the option to 0, 1, and 2. Ang 0 is the exit, ang 1 is the in-queue workload, and the 2 is the dequeue workload. Makikita mo din dito ang mga queues. So the Q1, Q2, Q3 ay mga empty. So now naman is choose a number 1 to in-queue the workload or a workload. So after that, the program asks for the value of the workload na paano gusto mong pwedeng ilagay. For example, 9. And then the value you input is added to the Q1. So as you can see, yung 9 na nilagay natin, yung value na nilagay natin is nilagay na siya sa Q1. You can keep adding the value by choosing the option 1 again. Okay, option na ulit. And then mag-ask ulit yan ng input the value of the workload. So each new value is added to the Q1, next is Q2, next is Q3. So add tayo ulit. So as you can see, the Q1 is 9 and the Q2 is 8 and Q3 is empty naman. So next is 7. So as you can see, walang 7 sa choices. So magpiprint ito ng invalid choice and please try again. So 1, 7. So as you can see, Q1 is 9, Q2 is 8, and Q3 is 7. So add ulit tayo. 6 naman. So as you can see, makikita mo dito na ang Q1 is 9 and 6 na. And the Q2 is 8, Q3 is 7. So add ulit tayo. Choose natin mo ulit. And input 5. So the Q1 is 9, 6, Q2 is 8, 5, and Q3 is 7. So in Q ulit tayo. So kikita mo dito ang Q1 is 9, 6 na, Q2 is 8 and 5, and Q3 Q3 is 74. So if you want to dequeue the workload or remove the all, so if you want dequeue, so if you choose dequeue pala, so if you choose dequeue, aalisin nito ang the program will remove the oldest workload from the queues starting from Q1 and work it ways down if necessary, so updating the queues each time. So if choose natin itong 2, ang maaalis is the 9 sa Q1. So Q1 na lang is 6, Q2 is 8 and 5, and Q3 is 7 and 4. Kaya naalis yung 9 sa Q1 kasi diba ang Q is the first out and first in, first out principle. So just select natin yung Q. So as you can see, makikita mo dito yung Q1 is sentiment. Choose ulit natin yung 2. So makikita mo dito is naalis na yung 8 sa Q2. So as you can see, the Q2 is empty na din. So choose ulit natin Q2. So makikita mo ulit dito sa Q3, ang naalis na is the 7. So Q5. So now all queues 1, 2, and 3 are empty na. So if you want to exit or end the program, just choose 0. So magpiprint ito ng thank you. And that's all for thank you.